Hello everyone, welcome back to the Creative Grassroots Garden. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Jen. Welcome. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with easy gardening tips and creative ideas. In today's video, I'll be harvesting a few different squash varieties and sharing a few tips I've learned through the growing process. My squash plants were all purchased over at my local plant nursery, and they were all transplanted into the garden a little over a month ago. Squash plants grow rapidly, especially in hot weather. The first variety of squash being harvested is called the straight neck squash. This variety generally reaches a full maturity 46 to 52 days after planting. Squash plants grow best in full sun, with an average of 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. Here I have two squash plants that have been fused together, one of which is suffering blossom end rot. Blossom end rot is usually caused by a lack of calcium in the developing fruit. So to save the squash on the bottom, I will remove the rotting squash at the top. This next variety I'm harvesting is called the Crookneck squash. They are very similar to the straight neck squash but has a bend at the neck. This variety ranges in texture from smooth to bumpy. It's said to be one of the tastiest varieties, described as full of flavor and having a perfect buttery sweetness. If you have a limited growing space, squashes also grow great in containers. This variety in particular is super fast growing and very prolific. The Crookneck variety is usually ready between 43 and 53 days after planting. Squash plants can be harvested at any size, but are generally harvested when they are between 6 and 8 inches. Remember that these plants produce quickly, don't wait too long to harvest, because fruits longer than 8 inches will become less tender and lose flavor. For squashes, NPK fertilizers are great, such as a 10-10-10 blend, with equal parts of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Squash are heavy feeders. Be sure to start off with a well-amended soil high in organic matter. You could also side dress your established plants with the compost periodically. Squash plants produce both male and female flowers. The female flowers usually grow close to the center of the plant. The female blossoms also have a small, swollen embryonic fruit at their base. The male flowers are long, skinny, and straight. They have no bulges or bumps on them. Male flowers carry the pollen that pollinate the female flowers. You could always pollinate by hand. Naturally, wind and insects will dislodge the male's pollen, which leads to the fertilization within the female flower. These plants also need an average of 1 inch of water per week, and up to 2 to 3 inches during the hottest parts of summer. When watering, I do try to avoid overhead watering by applying water directly at the base, underneath the foliage, helping the leaves remain dry and disease-free. Squash and zucchinis are vulnerable to a number of diseases and pests, such as squash bugs, vine borers, striped cucumber beetles, powdery mildew, and a bacterial wilt. To help avoid and prevent any of those issues, you could try using a row cover while the plants are young, or you can mulch beneath them. And if that doesn't work, you can always try using an insect and disease control spray. And that's all for today, everyone. I hope you all are having a beautiful day. Any questions or comments, be sure to drop it down below. See y'all next time.